Good afternoon to all. Dear shareholders, I, S.K. Radhakrishnan, Company Secretary, welcome you all to the 39th Annual General Meeting of our company being held through video conference. I am participating in this meeting from a registered office located at 34A Kamaraj Road, Coimbatore 18. I would like to take you through points regarding the participation through video conferencing at this meeting. The facility of joining the AGM through video conference or other audio visual means is being made available for the 1,000 members as first come first served basis. All members who have joined this meeting are by default placed on mute mode to avoid any disturbance arising from background noise and to ensure smooth and seamless conduct of the meeting. The company has received a request from one member to register him as speaker during the meeting. Accordingly, the floor will be open to him to ask questions or express his views. The moderator will facilitate the session once the chairman opens the floor for questions. The speaker shareholder will thereafter be unmuted by the host. To start speaking, the shareholder is requested to click the video on button. If the shareholder is not able to join through video for any reason, the shareholder can speak through the audio mode. While speaking, we request the speaker shareholder to use earphones so that he is clearly audible, minimize any noise in the background, ensure that Wi-Fi is not connected to any other devices, no other background applications are running, and there is a proper lighting to have a good video and audio experience. We would like to request the shareholder to kindly limit his speech to 3 minutes. During the AGM, if a member faces any technical issue, he may contact the helpline number 1800-1020-990, which is also mentioned in the AGM notice. It is hereby informed to the members that based on the business reasons of business exigency urgency, the board of directors of the company have decided that the special business item included in the notice convening the meeting was unavoidable, hence was being considered. Thank you. Now I request Sri Sanjay Jayawardhanavelu, Chairman, to commence with the proceedings of the meeting.
Very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to welcome you all to today's meeting. I, Sanjay Jayawardhanavelu, Chairman of the company, am attending the meeting from the registered office located at 34A Kamaraj Road, Coimbatore. In view of the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic prevailing across the country and the social distancing norms implemented, this meeting is being conducted through video conferencing facility in accordance with the framework issued by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs and Securities and Exchange Board of India through their respective circulars. I also wish to state that the proceedings of this meeting is being recorded and the recorded video will be posted on the website of the company. Before we start with the main proceedings of the meeting, I take great pleasure in introducing my fellow board members as well as executives and request each one of them to state their name and location from which they are participating in the meeting after my introduction. Srimati Vijayalakshmi Narendra, Independent Woman Director of the company, member of the Audit Committee, Nomination and Remuneration Committee, Stakeholders Relationship Committee, and the Corporate Social Responsibility Committee.
I am attending the meeting from my residence at Coimbatore. Thank you.
Thank you. Shri B. Lakshmi Narayana, Independent Director, member of the Audit Committee, Stakeholders Relationship Committee, Nomination and Remuneration Committee, and the Corporate Social Responsibility Committee.
Good afternoon. My name is Lakshmi Narayana and I'm speaking from Coimbatore. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Shri G. Mani, Managing Director and member of the Stakeholders and Relationship Committee, Share Transfer Committee, and Chairman of the Corporate Social Responsibility Committee.
Good afternoon. I am G. Mani, talking from the registered office located at 34A Kamaraj Road, Coimbatore.
Thank you. Shri S. Ravindran, the Chief Financial Officer of the company.
I am S. Ravindran, CFO of the company, joining the meeting from the corporate office of the company, 34A Kamaraj Road, Coimbatore 18.
And Shri S.K. Radhakrishnan, Company Secretary.
I am S.K. Radhakrishnan, participating in this meeting from the registered office of the company located at 34A Kamaraj Road, Coimbatore 18.
Shri S. Venkatraman, Independent Director, Chairman of the Audit Committee, Stakeholder Relationship Committee, Nomination and Remuneration Committee, and member of the Corporate Social Responsibility Committee, and Shri Ravi Sam, Non-Executive Director, member of the Audit Committee, Nomination and Remuneration Committee, and Share Transfer Committee, are unable to attend the meeting and have sought leave of absence. Srimati Vijayalakshmi Narendra, Independent Director, has been authorized to attend this meeting on behalf of the Chairman of the Audit Committee, Stakeholder Relationship Committee, Nomination and Remuneration Committee. Apart from the directors, the Chief Financial Officer and Company Secretary, one of the partners of MS Subhachar and Srinivasan, the statutory auditors, Sri MRL Narsimha, the secretarial auditor, and Sri B. Krishnamurthy, scrutinizer, are also participating in this meeting from their respective locations. The key executives of the company have also joined this meeting from their respective locations. We have the requisite quorum present through video conference to conduct the proceedings of this meeting. Participation of members through video conference is being reckoned for the purpose of the quorum as per the circulars issued by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs and Section 103 of the Companies Act 2013. Quorum being present, I now call this meeting to order. Since there is no physical attendance of the members, the requirement of appointing proxies is not possible. I wish to state that I am satisfied with the facilities provided to the members of the company for participating in this meeting through video conferencing. The company has taken all efforts feasible under the circumstances to enable the members to participate and vote on the items being considered in the meeting. The registrars are required under the Companies Act 2013 have been made available electronically for the inspection by the members during the AGM. Members seeking to inspect such documents can send their request to secretary@vama.com during the AGM. Members who have not yet voted through remote e-voting can cast their vote during the meeting through e-voting facility. Since the notice of the AGM, along with the financial statements and the director's report, is already circulated to all the members, I take the notice convening the meeting as read. As there are no qualifications or comments or remarks in the statutory audit report and secretarial audit report for the financial year ended 31st March 2021, I take them as read. I now would like to move on to the chairman's speech. Dear shareholders, I have great pleasure in welcoming you all to the 39th annual general meeting of the company. The annual record, accounts, director's report, management discussion and analysis report, and the report on the company's corporate governance for the financial year ended 31st March 2021 have been with you for the statutory period. With your permission, I take them as read. Some comments on the overall economy. The global economic growth has suffered immensely due to the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic. The economic recovery seen during the third quarter of the financial year 2021 has been impacted due to the onset of the second wave of the pandemic. In India, the lockdown measures announced by the various state governments have curtailed the spread of the pandemic but have severely impacted the supply chain network and resources, thereby impacting the economy. However, the outlook ahead for the textile industry in India looks positive, given the rising global demand for yarn manufactured in India. The government, on its part, has unveiled numerous fiscal and monetary support measures to aid the industry. Also, A faster rollout of vaccination efforts across the country is likely to improve the business sentiment. The company has achieved a turnover of rupees 266.91 crores during the year under review as against rupees 283.79 crores during the financial year 1920. The company has earned a net profit of rupees 8.8 crores during the year under review as against a net profit of rupees 6.44 crores during the previous financial year. The agency division, the first wave of the COVID-19 pandemic had affected the operations and utilization capacity of spinning mills all over in the first half of the year under review. Consequently, this has also affected the performance of this division. This division had a turnover of rupees 9.98 crores during the financial year 2021 as against rupees 11.67 crores during the previous year. This division has earned a profit before tax of rupees 2.11 crores compared to rupees 3.14 crores in the last fiscal. The textile division, the swift pickup in demand from the second half of the year under review and the improvement in productivity due to the modernization of the mills in the previous year has helped this division record a turnover of rupees 230.50 crores in the year under review as against rupees 257.22 crores in the previous year. This division has earned a profit before tax of rupees 13.58 crores as against rupees 6.55 crores in the previous year. A slowdown in the offtake by the OEMs for the engineering division during the first half of the year and a substantial improvement in the second half has helped this division record a turnover of rupees 28.14 crores against rupees 20.58 crores in the previous year. This division has earned a profit before tax of rupees 44.84 lakhs as against a loss of rupees 3.02 crores in the previous year. On the green energy side, the company has 69 windmills with an installed capacity of 28.425 megawatts, which generated 2.53 crore units of power. The company has met more than 50% of its energy requirement through wind power. Looking at the future prospectus, better profits earned by the mills in the second half of the last fiscal, coupled with the vaccination drive across India, easing travel restrictions and resumption of economic activities are expected to boost the performance of all the divisions in the current year. However, the forecast of an early third wave of COVID-19 could significantly impact business growth and outlook. We had concluded the board meeting of the first quarter this morning, and I'm happy to share with you a synopsis of the first quarter results. The total income for the first quarter is 74.31 crores compared to 29.96 crores. The profit before tax stands at 8.95 crores compared to a loss of 4.99 crores, and the profit after tax is 6.38 crores as against 4.94 crore loss the previous year. I'd like to thank all our customers, our shareholders, the banks and institutions, our principals for their support during the year under review. I thank the employees at all levels for their continued contribution towards the progress of the company. I join you in looking forward to a future of greater prosperity and I request you to join me in invoking the blessings of Goddess Lakshmi. I thank you all for having attended this meeting. I now would request the company secretary to explain the voting process at the AGM.
I would like to mention that as per the Companies Act 2013 and SEBI regulations, the company had provided the members with the facility to cast their vote on all the resolutions as set out in the notice of AGM through remote e-voting system administered by NSDL during the period from 9 a.m. on 19 July 2021 to 5 p.m. on 21st July 2021. The facility for voting at the meeting is also provided to the members present in the meeting who have not yet cast their votes through remote e-voting. Members may please go to the voting page of NSDL e-voting website and cast their vote while at the same time watch the proceedings of the meeting. Sri B. Krishnamurthy, Chartered Accountant, has been appointed as the scrutinizer to scrutinize the e-voting and remote e-voting process in a fair and transparent manner. Since the AGM is held through video conference and the resolutions mentioned in the notice convening the AGM have been already put to vote through remote e-voting, there will be no proposing and seconding of the resolutions. Members may note that there is no voting by show of hands at this AGM. Members are requested to refer to the instructions provided in the AGM notice for seamless participation and voting during the meeting. I now request the chairman to conduct further proceedings.
Thank you. Now I shall take up the resolutions as set out in the notice. Item number 1 of the notice, the adoption of the annual financial statements. The financial statements of the company for the financial year ended March 31st, 2021, including the reports of the Board of Directors and Auditors, have already been provided to the members. Item number 2 of the notice, declaration of a dividend. The board has recommended a final dividend of ₹2.50 per equity share. Item number 3 of the notice, to appoint a director in the place of Sri Sanjay Jayawardhanvelu, who retires by rotation and being eligible seeks reappointment. Item number 4 of the notice, to reappoint Sri G. Mani as managing director of the company for a further period of 3 years from 24th October 2021. Item number 5 of the notice, to approve the reclassification of one of the shareholder from promoter group to public category. Item number 6 of the notice, ratification of the remuneration payable to the cost auditor. The text of the resolutions along with the explanatory statements is provided in the notice circulated to the members. Now, the company secretary will explain the procedures regarding questions from the shareholders.
Now we will take questions from the shareholder. Shareholder who has already registered as speaker will be allowed to speak. Member is requested to keep his questions brief and specific. The moderator will facilitate the questions on the video feature. The moderator will announce the name of the speaker shareholder and unmute him. Also, questions sent by email to the company, if any, will also be read and answered towards the end. In this regard, the company has received a request from one shareholder listed as speaker shareholder. Now I request the moderator to unmute Mr. J. Abhishek.
Sir, Mr. Abhishek has not joined through the attendee link, so will not be able to make him as a panelist and unmute him.
Okay, sir. He's not attended the meetings.
Okay. So, as we have no written questions which have been sent in,
excuse me, sir. He's now come through audio mode.
Yes, please.
Mr. Abhishek, you can ask your question, sir.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me, sir? Am I audible?
Yes.
Am I audible,
please
sir?
Go ahead, Mr. Abhishek. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. My name is Abhishek, shareholder of the company. My DPI IN 301637 and client ID is 41359155. First of all, I congratulate the management on the eve of annual general body meeting. Trust all is well with you and your family in this challenging situation. as our company deserves much more respect than the current market cap. After completing more than a decade of successful profitability, dividend history, and becoming one of the strongest brands in our respective and the stock price in the stock market, and it has been stock price has been tripled. And sir, we would like to know what's the real impact of COVID-19 and how our chain has been affected. Where you see the light in the end of the tunnel, and what will be the growth triggers in the first half and second half. Hired salary cut in percentage, if any, I would like to know from you, sir. And any salary cut being taken by the management. What is the view of the management going forward? Sustainability of the profit earning growth are going to remain challenging in the coming quarters. And what are the management efforts to improve the working capital sales ratio, ROC, EBITDA, and interest coverage ratio? What are the management efforts to reduce other expenses, legal professional charges, and fee? Sir, myself and my team are running a legal firm in the name style of Seven Works Associate in Chennai. So I would request your good selves to kindly enroll our firm into the empanelment of the company, and we will be glad to extend our services. And I would like to know what's the policy related to dividend in our company, sir, as most of the senior citizens are only dependent on that. And our company is doing a very good amount of CSR. We really appreciate the amount of CSR being done by the company. And I would request the management to kindly dedicate as much as CSR towards the COVID pandemic, so that as soon as possible the world can come out of the crisis. And also dedicate some part of CSR to the investor fraternity, sir, who are being affected by COVID and or whose family members are being affected by COVID. After verifying their credentials, if they are really eligible, the CSR part may be awarded to them. And nothing much to ask, sir. I wish the company and the board of directors a great success and prosperity in the coming future. Thank you for giving the opportunity, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Abhishek. Although your audio was not very legible, I hope I will be able to answer your questions. I think the first question was in terms of COVID and the impact of COVID. Am I correct? Yeah, COVID and the impact of COVID on the company. Let me start by first addressing this in three segments. First, in terms of the effect of COVID on the employees, both the staff and the workers. I think it was very, very crucial that we followed the norms set by the government of Tamil Nadu to the absolute letter, and we have taken care of precautions to make sure that all our people were healthy during the COVID time, and the plants were shut as per the Tamil Nadu government rules. Second, in terms of the equipment, I think equal amount of care was taken on the equipment to make sure that the machines were taken care of very properly in terms of all the mechanical and electronic mothballing of the machines, because we did not know how long this COVID would extend. And that proved in a very positive way, because once the COVID was lifted, we were able to very quickly come up to our maximum production and productivity norms in a very short period, and also able to maintain the quality. The third aspect in terms of the customers, it's unfortunate that we were not able to supply to our customers both in India and overseas, and we had to explain the situation on a force majeure situation which occurred to us, and therefore we had the support of the customers as well. During this time, as it was the second COVID, we decided that we will not, like in the first round, take any pay cuts for all the employees, and all of them were paid in full. Furthermore, any support needed in terms of vaccination or any other hospital facility was provided to our employees and their families from the larger infrastructure of the group. The second question, if I would recall, is to do with the dividend policy. The dividend policy, we have been paying 25% dividend through the thick and thin. As you know, the kind of ups and downs the textile industry has, and we felt that in order to give our comfort to our shareholders, it's important that they, even during a downtime, are not penalized, and therefore a consistent 25% dividend even during loss periods was also given. The third point being working capital management. If I could understand, working capital management, as you know, the company is in very good hands professionally. Both the MD and the CFO are very diligently and prudently managing working capital. As you know, this is both a capex and opex intensive business, and I'm very happy to note that we are, as of now, only with the limits of working capital. We are there, otherwise, more or less a debt-free company, and all measures are taken in terms of working with banks and institutions to bring down the cost of funds at every time. We also, on the other side, it's important to cover the right kind of raw material quality at the right price, and therefore sometimes you see variations in the working capital management. However, there are no pending payments which are due over both statutory or otherwise due over their stipulated period. The third or fourth point which I could pick up was the area of CSR, right? So CSR, as you know, has been mandated, but well before that, we have taken CSR as a part of the culture of the group, and there are 3-4 areas where we look at CSR, especially for in the areas of health, in the areas of education, and whenever there is a certain catastrophe like what we had even right now, we also reach out to the working community around us in terms of assisting them during these difficult times. So this will continue as a culture of the company, and sometimes we also may go above the mandated amount of the recommended amount of the CSR being 2% of average of 3 years. Have we missed anything out? Yeah. These are the points, Mr. Abhishek, I could pick up. The line was not very clear, so if we missed out anything, I apologize. You can write in to us, and I would then be able to kind of answer all the pending questions. And since we've had no other registered speaker and we have had no other written queries, I would like to now move on to the information on the voting results and concluding remarks for today. Members may note that the e-voting facility on the NSDL platform will remain open for the next 15 minutes to enable those shareholders who have not cast their votes and who would like to cast their votes. The results would be declared after considering both remote e-voting and e-voting during the meeting within 2 days, and the consolidated scrutinizer's report will be placed in the company's website and in the NSDL website, and the results will be intimated to the stock exchanges in which the company's equity shares are listed. The resolutions are set forth in the notice shall be deemed to be passed today, subject to receipt of requisite number of votes. Arrangements have been made for the distribution of dividend through HDFC Bank if the said resolution is passed by the members. The dividend will be paid through the electronic credit by post, subject to availability of normal postal services, within 30 days after deducting applicable tax at source. I wish to thank all the shareholders who have joined in this meeting through this video conference. I also wish to extend a warm thanks to all our directors who have taken the time and have joined this meeting. With your consent, I and the board members would like to leave the meeting and request all shareholders to stay safe and take care of yourselves and your family members. I now hereby declare the proceedings as closed. Thank you.
Except for please stop the recording.